Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this morning? It is currently 8:40 a.m. Can you guys believe I am up this early on Friday morning? It is 74 degrees outside, and it is very sunny. Very few clouds outside. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. I went to bed last night. I think I was like asleep by 11:30. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I was gonna get up and go vlog. I woke up at like 3 something and I was gonna go vlog. And I was like, no, it's supposed to be nice tomorrow. The sun's supposed to come out. Get a good night's sleep, vlog in the morning, and get your stuff done in the morning that you want to get done, and then go to the pool. So I'm gonna go to the pool, I think, this afternoon. I may go with Tanya. We'll have to see. And so I'm gonna film my vlog, and then I'm gonna go home. I just went and got my coffee. I had my coffee cup on the counter to bring with me, and I completely forgot it. I was sitting there at the counter and I was taking my medicine, and my cup was there and my bag was there and everything, and I completely forgot to bring my cup, so I just walked out. But anyway, I was sitting there thinking about my medicine. Well, I was filling I have like one of those medicine things, you know, where it's like AM, PM that I fill. So for those of you that don't know, that haven't watched my vlog forever, I have epilepsy. So I have to take medicine every single day. I take 500 milligrams of Depakote in the morning and 1,000 milligrams of Depakote at night before I go to bed. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I have taken Depakote for 20. Well, there was a couple years that I took. I wasn't really thinking about what I was taking. I was thinking, like, I've been taking medicine for epilepsy for like 21 years. And it was funny because I can remember when I first got diagnosed, and I was like, I wasn't resistant to taking the medicine. I just was like, I was super worried, and I didn't know. I just don't really, the weird thing is, I don't really think much today about being epileptic. And every time I talk about it, I always have like at least one person that will reach out to me and say, thank you for talking about it on here because I'm really embarrassed or I'm really ashamed of having epilepsy. And you know what's really interesting is, I have never thought of it that way. And I don't know if it's because of the amazing doctors that I've had or what, but I've never felt, I just don't feel like it's anything to be ashamed or embarrassed of. It's like there's nothing I can do about it, right? And in my case, they don't know if it's organic or if it was because of a possible head injury that I had. I was hit by a van when I was 18 years old. I was intoxicated and I was walking across the street, and it was like in the middle of the night, and I got hit by a van and I got thrown like 30 feet and I landed on my head. So, typically seizure disorder doesn't happen that way, but I guess that it can sometimes. I don't know. But anyway, I just remember talking to the doctor way back then, and the doctor being like, you know, we don't know if it's because of, we don't really know what it's from. I remember I brought these books in. I'd gone like and bought books, and do you guys actually want to see? I'll show you where the seizure happened. So I brought these books in and I was asking all these questions, and the neurologist, who was my old neurologist, he's since retired, and he was fantastic, and he was a friend of my father's. He just kind of pushed him aside, and he was like, if you just listen to what I like tell you to do, he was like, you know, you have a really simple form of, he called it seizure disorder, But you have a really simple form of epilepsy, seizure disorder, and if you just listen to what I tell you to do and, you know, you follow the medical regimen, you should always be fine. And I did. So I got diagnosed with juvenile myoclonic epilepsy. And the reason it's called juvenile is because I had one grand mal seizure, and leading up to that, I had what are called petite mal seizures. They're like little seizures like that. And that's the juvenile part of it. That doesn't mean anything to do with like age or anything like that. It just means like they're small seizures. And then I also had and migraine disorder as well, or migraine with that. So that's where like every day I wake up and I have some form of kind of like a migraine in association with that, which the medicine that I take doesn't do anything for migraines. For a while I took Midrin and I took Imitrex, and neither one of them really helped. I didn't like how Midrin made me feel. It made me feel kind of woozy. I didn't like that. Imitrex was extremely expensive. I remember like 9 pills came in a pack. Maybe it's different today, I don't know. I was talking to somebody about this recently, and they were like, have you ever tried Imitrex? And I said, yeah, I took it back in the day, I didn't like it. And you would have to take one at the point that the migraine, like it onset, and then you would take one like an hour later, and then you would take like one like an hour after that or something like that. I just remember it was really expensive for as often as I was having migraines. I really just had to learn to live with my migraines. So what happened that morning was I had been having all of these petite mal seizures leading up to it, and I went to work, and I had it like on the way to work. And I got to work, and I knew that, and it was a Saturday morning, and I knew that I couldn't work. I was like, it was like so constant, and I was really scared. And I called my supervisor, and she said, don't leave. She said, I'll come in. And I said, okay. And I lived like 10 minutes from where I worked, and I really thought that I could just make it home, and I just wanted to be home and in bed. I just wanted to feel safe. I just didn't feel safe. And I thought, if I could just get home and get into bed, I'd be fine. So, I was like 27, I think, at the time, yeah. And so, I tried to make it home. I'll show you where it happened up here. And I was going around this curve, and there were cars coming at me. And at that from that point to where, like, from like here to there, I hadn't had any of them since I had gotten to work. And I was like, please just let me make it home. Please just, at that point I was like, please just let me make it home. Please just let me make it around this corner. And there was like a flashing like light, like, yeah, not like for me. There was like a yellow light that was like flashing. And I was like, please just let me make it through this light. And the next thing that I knew, I woke up in the back of an ambulance. I don't remember having a seizure. I don't remember any of it. And why am I telling this story this morning? I don't even know. And I had gone down the ditch. So I had crossed over. One of the cars apparently said that, like, the 3 cars came, and like after that I had gone like crossed the ditch, or I crossed the road, and I had gone down the ditch, up the ditch, through the guardrail, like took the guardrail out, was on the interstate, flipped my car. I was driving a Nissan Xterra, and I flipped my car on the side, went through the other guardrail to the other side of oncoming traffic, stopped traffic, thank God I wasn't hit, and then my car came to a stop. And I backed up traffic like 8 miles or something that morning. Something ridiculous. 8 miles or 14 miles or whatever. It's actually not... Here, I'm going to show you. Where it is. So, now it's a stoplight. But back then, it was a flashing stoplight. So here's where I was driving. No, it's different now. Okay, so this was the last stoplight. Maybe that was the flashing stoplight. I came through, and this is the ditch that I went down right here. Down there, and then up. See, I went through all that. There's now like a cement wall on the side of the interstate. There wasn't that there then. So I went down that ditch right there, up the ditch. Isn't that scary? And that was when I was 27. And so he put me on the medication. And only one time have I ever changed medications, and it was because I had gained so much weight from being on Depakote. Depakote makes you like aggressively hungry. And so he put me on, he changed my medication to Lamictal, which I didn't like Lamictal. I don't remember why. I just didn't like how it made me feel. So I went back on the Depakote. Which it would be really easy for me to say that I'm so heavy because of the Depakote, but that's just not the case, because the healthiest and the most in shape that I've ever been in my life was when I was on Depakote. Actually, was it that summer? I think it was like that summer that I was like working out the most. I was the most in shape ever. But the periods of my life where I have like been the most active, exercising, working out, really eating healthy, have been when I've been on the medication. So yeah, I can't say that. There's no truth to that. I wish that were the case and I could say it, you know, but it's all my own doing because I love to eat. Speaking of eating, we went to Cheesecake Factory last night with Melissa and Jason. I actually didn't really eat a whole lot last night. So I'll tell you what somebody on here recently said, I love when you tell what everybody has to eat. So I'll tell you what everybody had to eat. Melissa and Alex got chicken nachos. We had 2 things of bread because we love the bread. It was kind of empty last night there, except for that there were a couple of different tables of people that were graduating. I think they were graduating. I think I heard the one server ask the table next to us. We were sitting at a high top table in the bar. And she said, well, first of all, I just want to say, it's really weird to me. So, like, Indianapolis now, like, we're maskless, if you've been vaccinated. So there's, like, signs on doors now that say, like, if you've been vaccinated, like, it's up to you whether or not you wear a mask or whatever. And so, like, I came into Cheesecake Factory last night with a mask on. I've been fully vaccinated, and I like walked in and like nobody, I mean the servers and the people that work there have masks on, but like other than that, like nobody in the restaurant had masks on. And I was like when I walked in, Alex and Melissa and Jason were already sitting down, and I like walked in and nobody like that was waiting, like sitting down waiting. Well, there were people standing waiting. Nobody standing waiting. Nobody that was like at the desk checking in waiting, whatever. Nobody had a mask on, and I was like, do you not have to wear a mask in places anymore? And So anyway, I came to the table and I was like, I looked at Melissa and I said, do we not have to wear a mask walking in here anymore? And she said, it's up to you if you're vaccinated or not. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I guess it changed on like the 7th, I think is when it changed. I had read something about it, but I hadn't really experienced it yet. So Melissa and Alex had chicken nachos. They each got chicken nachos. We had bread. Jason and I like the brown bread, and Melissa and Alex like the white bread. And then we get tons of butter. And then Jason had the miso salmon on rice, and I had a grilled cheese with fries. And it was delicious. It was really good. And our waitress was super sweet and very attentive. And then after that, we went home. And I was so tired. Like, Alex took the dogs out. Or did I take the dogs out? I took the dogs out. And I took the dogs out. Alex came inside. Oh, he had a bunch of packages he got yesterday. He like ordered these like this table thing for our hallway, and then he got to do this sponsorship thing with this candle. I don't know if he showed it yet on his Instagram, so I don't want to talk about it yet until he shows it. But it's like this really cool brand, and he got like this ginormous candle, and so he was like opening these packages. I took the dogs out. And then, I talked to Tanya, and then I went upstairs and went to bed with, like, we both went upstairs at the same time. It was a nice evening. Oh, yesterday, God, speaking of having to upload my videos at the gas station, I don't know what is going on with our internet. It is so frustrating. There are these dogs that are just like walking across the street. Do you know whose dogs those are?
I have no idea who that is.
Oh. Oh, they're getting through there? There are these two dogs that are walking. They got through the gate. They're like walking through this gate. They don't have collars on or anything. But anyway, they're through the gate, so couldn't get to them if you wanted to. What was I gonna say? Oh, speaking of this, upload situation where I had to go to the gas station. So yesterday, it was like pure hell. I filmed all these videos, and I couldn't even, like, get them up. And so then I was like, I had this Peter Does Stuff video, and I had my drama video, and it was like, I went to go, like, upload them, and it was going to take, like, an hour and 40 minutes to upload, like, this short Peter Does Stuff video that's, like, 19 minutes long. I was like, what is going on? So I airdropped him to my phone, and then I drove to the gas station. I had to be at the restaurant at 8:30. This was at 7:20. I went up there. So I'm sitting there uploading the videos, and then I don't know what was wrong with our internet. But then, like, so then I was, like, uploading my vlog, and it looked like it was going to take forever, and then all of a sudden it, like, got quick. So I don't know if it got fixed while I was gone or something. But then I uploaded the videos. I don't know how I got everything done in time. And I came home, fed the dogs, and finished with the video uploads. And then I took a shower really quick. I had done a load of laundry, so I folded all of my clothes, took a shower really quick, got ready, and left. I don't know how I got all that stuff done. I really don't, but I did. I'm kind of surprised it's not warmer yet. It's 74 degrees. I'm gonna pull in here and see what the temperature is supposed to be today. I thought it was supposed to be something like 85, but usually it is warm like really early in the morning. This reminds me of when I used to play tennis in the mornings in the summer, because I would be there by like 7:30, really early. We were there early. Because I can remember when we would go, there'd be like dew on the grass, you know? And then it would get like really hot midsummer or mid-morning while we were playing. And so I went to tennis camps every summer. And I would play like 5 or 6 hours every morning. And then I would come home and I would hang out with the kids in the neighborhood. I always forget that. Like, I was a super active kid. Like, really, like, sports-wise, athletically. $89 today. Hell yes, tomorrow 91. Sunday 86. Monday 88. I'm going to the pool. I am going to the pool today. When I get done vlogging, I'll call Tanya Gina and be like, are you going to the pool today? Because I'm going to go to the pool. But yeah, I used to do tennis camps in the summer. I still don't know what I want to do for my birthday yet. So we're going out of town for Alex's birthday, but just for 4 days. And I kind of asked him what he wanted to do for his birthday. And I said, why don't you, well, we have some trips that we're taking later in the year. So he couldn't take tons of time off. So I said, why don't you, like, we'll just do something for your birthday. Because usually, like, we'll go someplace and we'll go for, like, his birthday and my birthday or whatever. We try to, like, overlap them because our birthdays are a week apart. And I said, why don't we just do something for your birthday this year? I said, because next year I turn 50. I really want to do something special for my birthday next year. So, like, let's be out of town next year for my birthday. And then this year we can just, like, focus on your birthday. And he was like, okay, but what do you want to do for your birthday? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I really don't care. I mean, maybe just go out to dinner or something, you know? And I was actually talking to Tanya about it the other night. I think it was last night, because so she has 4 grandkids and step grandkids. She's like, she and her husband have been married for 30 some years, so they're basically her grandkids too. So 2 of them just came, 2 of the siblings just came, and then 2 of the other siblings are coming, and they're gonna be here during my birthday. And so I said, do you think that you could do like a birthday dinner with? She's like, yeah, absolutely. So I was thinking about just doing something with like Tanya, Alex, my sponsor, and me, like just going out to dinner or something for my birthday. I don't even know what day of the week my birthday is on. Maybe a Monday or Tuesday. But if it's on a Tuesday, I may just go to my meeting, honestly. I think it's on a Tuesday. Actually, I think it's on a Wednesday. No. It's on a Tuesday. So maybe I'll just go to the meeting. We'll see. I know it sounds horrible, but I kind of just don't want to go to I don't know that I want to go to a meeting on my birthday. Like, I mean, I would like to go to a meeting on my birthday, but I don't know that I want that to be what I do for my birthday, you know, night kind of thing. I don't know, we'll see. it's weird because back in the day, you know, like before my aunt and uncle passed, I would always do something with my aunt. Like we would always go out to eat, like on my birthday. She'd take me out to like lunch or something. She loved the Sullivan Steakhouse, so we would always go there. She'd always laugh because I'd always get a cheeseburger. That was before I was a vegetarian. I think steakhouses have the best cheeseburgers. And she'd always pick me out something special. My Aunt Kathy always had such great style. She knew I liked sunglasses, and she always bought me really, really nice sunglasses. And I think like the year before she passed away, that's when she bought me a pair of these like Gucci sunglasses. And they were really cute. But like the one arm of the sunglasses like fell off like a week after I had them. And she had gotten them at Saks, and she was like furious. And she was like, I hope that you return those sunglasses. And so I did. I returned them. And I remember that they didn't have the same Gucci sunglasses that she had gotten me. Like they were like, that was like one of the last pairs. They were really cool. They kind of look like these Porsche Carrera old school sunglasses that I liked. So, but they didn't have them. And I remember they had these Alexander McQueen sunglasses that had the skulls right here, which I almost got, and I kind of wish I had. And, but for like $100 more, they had these like Chanel aviator sunglasses. And so I got those, and they came in like, you know, the Chanel padded, like, I still wear them. They're really nice pair of sunglasses. But you know what is so funny is, like, those sunglasses were super expensive, like stupid expensive for sunglasses. And, like these Key sunglasses that are $60, which I will say do not hold up super great. I mean, they last, but you have to take care of them. They scratch super easily, and like they're always dirty and stuff, but they're so comfortable. And they're like $60, and you can get them like on sale for like $30 and $40 as well. I love these. Somebody asked me the other day which ones these are. These are the ones that all the Kardashians and everybody wear. These are the Desi Perkins ones. The Key Desi Perkins aviators. And Alex has them in black, and he has them in metallic blue, and he has them in gold. I don't know which ones these are. I have them. I think these are the gold. Most of mine are in gold. I actually think I have a couple pairs of Ray-Bans too, but they're way too small for my head anymore because my head is so fat. I think I'm gonna buy, I do want a pair of the Ray-Bans, so like the old school Wayfarers, you know, or not Wayfarers, but the ones that have the thing over the top of them. I'm thinking about getting a pair of those, but I want to look at them in person before. I don't want to just order them online. There's a couple things I actually want to get for myself for my birthday. Dream, 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 when I want you. I need to order some stuff from Sol de Janeiro, and I need some of the Coco Cabana cream. You guys, let me just tell you one thing, okay, that sucks. Like, this really does suck about being heavier, and I know it's like, well, then lose weight. But, like, my trucker hats used to fit so well, and now, like, look at how they, like, gap in the back because of my fat head. I have all these hats at home. I need like a way to like keep all my hats. I was actually in the basement the other day. And I had this bag. So I had gone through all of my hats. The camera stopped. So I was saying that I was down in the basement the other day and I had found this bag of hats, like trucker hats and baseball hats that I had forgotten that I had. And I had gone through my hats that I had in our pantry, like in our kitchen pantry. That's where I used to keep hats. I used to keep all of like PB's costumes in there and hats and stuff. So after PB passed away, I didn't want those costumes in there anymore because they were just making me sad. So I went through and I like his costumes, I said. I pulled out all of his costumes and sweaters and little hats and everything, and we put them together in a bag and put them downstairs. And so I had a bunch of like trucker hats in there too. If you guys remember, like from back in the day, I used to always wear like the ultra pink trucker hat, and the green ultra pink or trucker hat. So I went through there and I pulled out all of these hats that I don't wear anymore and I put them in this bag. Well, I found this bag down there the other day. Well, now I have like probably another, I probably have another 20 plus hats in my bedroom, and they're all like these Gorin brother hats. Well, that's not true. I have a couple Miami hats that I just bought at like, that are really cute. I have some really cute hats, and because they don't look right on my head, because my head is so heavy right now, I don't ever wear them. I was going through my clothes the other day. I have some really cute stuff that doesn't even want to fit. If I even lost like 20 or 30 pounds, I would have such a cute wardrobe of clothes right now. Look at the grass right here. It looks like ribbon. Isn't that so pretty from how they mowed it? I can't believe it's going to be so warm today. I've been going to bed so early, you guys. I have not been listening to my audiobook at all. And I'm like only like 2 hours into it. Tanya keeps on asking me, she's like, are you done with it yet? Are you done with it yet? And I'm like, I have been like going to bed so early that I haven't been listening to my audiobook. So I need to really dedicate some time to it. Alex has plans tonight. Well, he's going out to dinner with Sarah tonight. And then tomorrow he has 2 things that he's doing. So I'll have a lot of time to film videos and listen. And then Sunday we have brunch. And so I have a lot of time to listen to film videos and to listen to audiobooks and all that kind of stuff. Maybe tonight I'll make a dedicated effort to really listen to my audiobook. Like, if I listen to like 2 hours of it and I listen to like an hour of it driving around today getting stuff done, that would be like 3 hours. I haven't been able to listen to books as fast as I used to recently. Or I'll kind of go back and forth. But typically I can listen to a book at like, I know people are going to be like, this is crazy, but I just hear it so fast. I can listen to a book at 2 times 5 speed. But the last 2 books that I've read, I've only been able to listen to 2 times speed. And I don't know if it's because the narrator speaks fast or what, but I just haven't been able to. I was supposed to get my hair cut today, but my hairstylist had to change my hair appointment. So I'm getting it done next week instead, which doesn't really matter to me, but are there any of you out there that want to lose weight with me and get healthy? We should all do it together. I really do, though. Like, I don't want to just talk about it anymore. so funny is I was thinking about my birthday like yesterday, and I love filming videos so much. I was like, what are special things that I could do on my videos just for my birthday? Like, you know, it's just so funny. And I said something to Alex, and Alex is like, are you not going to just take the day off from filming videos on your birthday? And I was like, why would I do that? Like, I love to film videos. Why would I not film videos on my birthday? Maybe I'll film them, you know, ahead of time or something. I don't know, but I was like, why would I not film videos on my birthday? Like, I love to do that. And I actually did buy more audio books. Somebody recommended to me, oh, you know what? I have a birthday shout out that I want to give. Somebody recommended to me to read this book by Scott Johnson, I think his name is, and it's called Violet, and it actually really, really looks good. And so, although it's like 16 hours long, but that's okay. So I went in and I bought the audiobook, but I had to buy more credits to buy it, so I bought 3 more credits. And they wanted me to read Violet or Kill Creek for my July book, but I already know which July book my July book is going to be. I wish I had made it this Malibu Rising, since it's taking me so long to read, but I've got another book too. So anyway, I went in and I bought 3 more credits, and then I bought this book because I didn't have enough credits. Oh well. Don't you love when people stop when there's no stop sign? I'm like, there's no stop sign, but go ahead and stop anyway. And I was supposed to have a dental appointment this upcoming week, and I moved it to July. I'm like, I just really don't want to deal with it right now when we're getting ready to go to town on my birthday and stuff. So, okay. I think this person said they watch. Okay. So this is from Delaney. Delaney said, hi Peter, I've been watching you since 2016 on all your channels, and it would mean the world to me to get a birthday shout out on your vlog or Peterism's channel. Both have helped me through tough times. Today is my 21st birthday. I know you get tons of these, so I won't be mad if you can't. Thanks for being too much. You are a safe place for me and many others, which really meant a lot to me. So Delaney, happy birthday. I hope you have the most amazing birthday, most magically amazing birthday in the entire world. Happy 21. It's so weird, all these other June birthdays with me. June's a big birthday month, isn't it? Hold on a second, my hair is acting all crazy. Okay. Dream. Why do I always sing that song on this channel? It's like my song, like whenever I'm vlogging, I always go to. I was thinking, like, the other day, I was talking about this in a video, actually, I think. Like, on rainy days, like, I mean, it's not today, but, like, on rainy days in the past, or rainy days when I was growing up, I can remember, because, like, tennis would be canceled, and my mom and I would get up, and she would make, like, grilled cheese and tomato soup. I always remember my mom, like, whenever it would rain, she would make me grilled cheese and tomato soup, or she would make me tuna fish salad sandwiches and tomato soup. And then she would be like, do you want to go to the library? We would always go to the library on rainy days. Even if it had rained like 2 days in a row, we would go like 2 days in a row to the library. My mom could be at the library for like 2 hours, and she would go and get books, and she would just sit there and read the books while she was in the library. And I can just remember, speaking of safe places, I can just remember, I feel like this in bookstores too. Like, bookstores and libraries are definitely my safe place. And I can remember just like wandering the aisles, and like, I knew the aisles. I mean, I could tell you books that were on each aisle, and not just in the kids, you know, section when I was growing up, but also in the adult section, you know, and where the records were, and the movies, and you know, just certain like beanbag chairs that I would sit in and read. And I can just remember it being so dreamy, and it was raining outside, and you know, we would run for the car, and then my mom would drive through McDonald's and get a hot fudge sundae, And those were like really great, like rainy days in the summer. And then I would get home. Was I just talking about this on here the other day? I feel like maybe I was just talking about this on here the other day. And then I would get home and I would like sit in my bedroom and I would just like look at all of my books. I was talking about this on here the other day because I was talking about how maybe this is why I like really fell in love with like audiobooks. But I remember like, was I talking about it on here the other day or was I telling somebody about that? Because I remembered, like, do you guys remember the records that you could get where it would like beep and then you turn the page? Well, then after that, I can remember like they would have the audiobooks on tape of certain books. And I remember that I would like get the books and I would also get the audio tapes, and then I would sit in my bedroom and I would put the tapes in and I would listen to them and I would read along with the book. And I did that. I can remember specifically doing that with The Secret of Nim. Do you guys ever remember that book about Mrs. Frisbee, the mouse, and her son was sick and they had to move him because they were going to do like construction through this field where she lived. I remember doing that, and I also remember doing it with The Great Gilly Hopkins and Bridge to Terabithia, which, by the way, are some fantastic books if you have never read them. I should read Bridge to Terabithia again. That book is like really an important book, but I remember it being really, really sad. Maybe I'll order some of my favorite like kids books to do rereads. Kid Power was one of them. Bridge to Terabithia. Great Gilly Hopkins. Witch's Sister, which I've said I was going to read for like the last 3 summers, and I haven't read them. I keep on saying that I'm going to do that, and then I never do. I'm going to order a couple of those off the Amazon or Thrift Books. I did this whole video yesterday on my Peter Dustep channel where I talked about like what happy things that make me sad, and I just like looked at the battery and I'm like, this is so weird. Like I'm almost at like, well, I'm at like almost like 45 minutes or something like that, and the battery still is not at the halfway mark, and I'm like, this is so weird that some days like the battery is like at 20 minutes at the halfway mark, and other days I just don't, there's no rhyme or reason to it. But anyway, I guess I'll go up here a little bit further. You know, it's interesting because I was like watching Foul Play on YouTube the other day, and I love that movie with Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase. I also love Seems Like Old Times Having You to Walk With. Anyway, Diane Keaton actually sang that in Annie Hall, but it was also a movie with Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn. It was like the sequel to Foul Play, but not really the sequel because their characters were different. So anyway, but I love both of those movies so much. I love Foul Play more. But I was watching Foul Play on YouTube, and I always have this thought, like the older I've gotten, I don't know why this is, but I think to myself, like, this might be like, I know this is so morbid. When I say this, you guys will be like, Peter, that is seriously so morbid. I know it is, trust, okay? But I'll think to myself, this might be like the last time that I ever watch, I mean, like, because I don't think all the time to myself, right? Like, oh, you should watch Foul Play. So when it comes through my mind to, like, watch one of these movies, that has been, like, one of my favorite movies my whole life, right? Like, I don't think of that often. And so, like, I'll watch it, and I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking to myself, like, this happened when I was watching When a Stranger Calls. Because, like, When a Stranger Calls is not, like, one of my favorite movies. So I don't know that it'll ever, like, cross my point of reference again, if that makes sense. What was that, like, box thing on that water? That was weird. It was, like, this box in the corner of, like, this little recession pond where you could, like, look out of or something. Anyway, I was thinking to myself, like, this might be the last time that I ever watch this movie in my life. Like, isn't that weird that I think that way? once you have experienced like a major loss in your life, you tend to, maybe it's just me, I don't know, so I guess I should just speak from my own experience, strength and hope, but I don't know how much strength and hope there is in their just experience. But for me, it's like when my mom passed away, from that point on is when I really I started seeing everything from a certain point of view, you know? Like, of lasts, finality, ending. That's the one thing, the one lingering piece of grief, I feel like, that I wish I could get rid of, for me. I wish that I could just enjoy my life and not feel that lingering, you know, thinking of things that way. And I try, I really do. And you know, there are a lot of days in a row where I don't think of any of those things. You know, I don't think of like, oh, this will be the last time I ever see this movie or whatever. I mean, there are a lot of days that I don't think about stuff like that. But there are some times that I do. Changing the seasons are hard for me, you know? Because, like, I think to myself, like, that's where I beat myself up about, like, the summer. Like, I'm like, you have not been to the pool once. I mean, I haven't even, like, picked up my, like, membership at this pool that I joined, right? And I'm like, you haven't even been to the pool, like, this many times this summer or whatever. And that's where I beat myself up about it, because I'm like, you know? I think the lesson to take from that for me is to fully enjoy my life as much as I can possibly. So I try to like flip it that in that moment and really be like, well, this should be a moment for you to like watch all your favorite movies, or this should be a moment where you realize, hey, go to the pool, you know, like get your stuff done early and go to the pool and enjoy the rest of the day and have a great time doing it, you know? So people say that life is short. Life really isn't short. I mean, like, for those of us, well, hopefully I live to be in my 70s or 80s, but people that live into their 70s or 80s, like, life is really not short. Like, I was like, Alex's grandma, you know, is 90, I think she'll be 91 this year. And so, like, we went out to dinner with her and Alex's aunt and uncle for Alex's aunt's birthday, and, so she was like, she had pictures of like her wedding and stuff. I can't remember what year she got married. I feel like 57 maybe. And was it 57? Maybe earlier at 52, maybe, I don't remember. But anyway, I mean, that woman has lived a fantastically long life and still continues to live a good life. And I was looking at her. I mean, she's so adorable. She had the cutest little outfit on. It was like, she had like these pants, like these palazzo pants that were like, she just looked so cute, so stylish. And, but it's just like sitting out here in the middle of the road, these buckets, these like plant buckets. And, you know, she was sitting there and she didn't know what to order to drink at this place because they had all these special drinks. And so Alex ordered her some special drink and she was sipping it. And then she had a glass of champagne that Alex had brought over to Tia's house and his aunt's house. And I thought, you know, like, life isn't short necessarily. Like, I mean, she's had a fantastically long life, you know, and continues to have an amazing life. And I really think it's the quality of how you live your life. So I don't want to be stuck in, oh, everybody's gone and I'm sad, and you know, I go through periods of that, and I just don't want to be that. I don't want to be stuck in the sadness of the people that are no longer here and whatever, you know. I mean, it's fine to grieve that, but I don't want to be stuck in it, you know what I mean? And I don't want to be stuck in, I don't know. tend to allow myself to kind of like ruminate on sad things sometimes. And I don't know why that is. I think, you know, I kind of think it's a little bit of how I was raised. My mother was very much that way. You know, she would say things like, summer's over, you know, and, you know, the leaves are dying with the fall. And so, I mean, I was like raised that way. You know, like, I remember back in the day watching that stand-up comedy show, Queens of Comedy. Oh my God, I loved that so much. And I had it on DVD. I had it on CD. I would drive around, listen to it in my car. I thought it was so funny. I probably have it at home somewhere, and probably in my basement. But you know that one comedian, I can't remember what her name is now. She's the one that starts the show, but she's talking about how she would be with her grandma, and her grandma would say, "It's the end times, life's ending soon." And she would say, "Grandma, why does it have to be the end times when I'm young? Why couldn't it have been the end times when you were young?" I mean, I think it's kind of true, you know, but it's like I grew up with, like, my mom was very much like that, you know, like, I mean, I think she saw everything from the point of view of a J.D. Salinger novel or, you know, some sad poetry. And although my mom was, like, happy and fun a lot, too, dancing in the kitchen, there were great moments of my mother where she would say things that were just, like, tragically sad. Not just, like, sad, like, woe is me sad, but, like, sad, like, you know, like, such is the winter of our discontent or something. You know what I mean? Or, I don't know, it's just, like, where I feel like I was trying to look at the world in kind of like a sad way, so to speak, a little bit. And I actually think that, like, once my mom stopped drinking and she lightened up a little bit and didn't get so intellectual, there's some sadness about being intellectual, you know? And then she wasn't so intellectual and, you know, deep all the time. I think she lightened up a little bit and started listening to, like, reggae music, like Bob Marley, and dancing to Janet Jackson in her kitchen, and, you know, things weren't so deep anymore. It's just not that deep. It just isn't, you know? Like, I think, like, sometimes in life we want to make things so deep, and I do, don't get me wrong, I like having deep conversations, I like having deep intellectual conversations with friends and stuff, but, like, sometimes it really isn't that deep, you know? Sometimes it's just like, let's just chill. It's just not that big of a, like, things aren't that big of a deal, you know? I used to think I was so deep when I was younger. My friends and I would put on, you know, Simon and Garfunkel, dangling conversation, and sit around and light candles and incense and smoke cigarettes and have these deep conversations about the world. I don't even remember, looking back, what we decided. I don't really remember even what we thought was so deep or insightful about our world, or what we decided was, you know, I just can see myself sitting there, especially in my first apartment. This one friend of mine, she and I were the co-editors in chief of our literary magazine, and so we would sit there and we would write together and write poetry. We would sit there and drink and write poetry together and stuff like that. I actually, the battery just went to the halfway mark. I recently, well, like a year or two ago, I found these short stories and in my basement, like in this folder, and they say my name on them, but like, I don't remember writing them, and they're actually really good. But I'm like, I don't know, like, I would ever want to try to, like, continue to publish these or whatever, in case I was like, I don't know, like, did I write them? I mean, I was drunk, I don't remember. But she and I used to do this thing where we would drink, and we actually got it from the movie Out of Africa, because there's a part in the movie where Robert Redford says to Meryl Streep at this dinner party, "Tell us a story." And she says, "I have a rule. I'll tell you a story, but you have to give me the first line." And so they give her this first line, and then she tells this story. And it's this fantastic part in the movie in Out of Africa, because it shows this, they're going around the table and the music, and you can just see how enamored Robert Redford is with Meryl Streep and stuff. If you've never seen Out of Africa, you've got to see it. It's a fantastic movie. beautifully, beautifully shot. And that would be a good example of my mom being sad and depressing when I was growing up. That part in Out of Africa, where when Robert Redford dies and she's reading the poem at his funeral, like my mom would like recite poems like that and like read them, you know, these tragically sad poems, you know, but or recite lines from movies that are like the saddest part, like The Way We Were and stuff like that, you know. I mean, why a 10-year-old kid knows the plot line at the end of the movie to The Way We Were is probably kind of sad, right? But I didn't think so at that time. So anyway, but she and I would do this thing where one of us would start, like we would come up with a line, and then we would write these short stories, and we would go back and forth from like writing at the computer. Like I had this like, it wasn't actually a computer, it was like a word processor. Do you remember those back in the day, where it was like a typewriter or computer kind of thing, where it was like a screen, but then it would print out. But anyway, we would work, like we would go back and forth, but we would drink like the whole time. I mean, we would do this for like hours. And I don't really remember, like, I mean, I remember the process of sitting there writing it, but I don't remember what I wrote. So I don't even know how much of those are mine. But the other thing is, I also remember she and I would sit on the floor in my living room. For the longest time, I didn't have a couch. My dad bought me a couch for like my birthday or Christmas or something. For the longest time, I didn't have a couch in my first apartment. I had 2 old director's chairs. You guys know what director's chairs are? Like just like these black and chrome director's chairs with a table in the middle of it. That was my living room. I like literally had no furniture. My dad helped me make bookshelves out of like, you know, planks of wood and bricks. I didn't have any furniture. I had this drafting table that was my dad's that had my like word processor on it, and I had a makeshift bed that my dad helped make me out of, that was like a futon. But anyway, so we would sit on the floor and we would record these like radio shows, and I'd be like, "Hi, I'm Peter," and she'd say, "Hi, this is, you know, so-and-so." And we would act like we had these radio shows that we were doing, and we'd be like, "So what should we talk tonight?" "Well, Peter, I was thinking to myself the other day," you know. We'd be like, "And here's Zombie by the Cranberries," and then we would play like the Cranberries, and we would record these whole tape shows. God, I wish I could find one of those. That would be so funny. I have no idea where those are today, but that would be so funny to find those and listen to those today. I have a bag of tapes in my basement. They have to be down there. That would be hilarious to listen to those today. Oh my God, I wish I could find those. I actually found her on Facebook. Like, we had like, she came to my apartment right before I moved, my first apartment. I was getting ready to move, and she's happened to stop by my apartment, and I made amends to her. I had made amends to her before, but I made like a real amends to her. And then I never saw her again. And I knew she was dating somebody because she had told me that. She ended up getting married and moving out of state. And I never saw her again. And we were super, super, I mean, we were super close. Not just drinking friends either. Like, we were really dear friends. And she's a good person. And I actually found her through her dad's funeral because I could remember her dad's name, and her last name had changed, and she didn't go by her maiden name anymore. And so I found her through her dad's obituary and contacted her through Facebook. And so I was, anyway, it was nice to talk to her, and that was probably a year ago or something, maybe 2 years ago. Weird as we get older, right? Anyway, you guys, listen, weird and nice. It's nice to, you know, to meet up with people or talk to people from your past. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get off here now because it's about to end. I've got like 30 seconds left before the camera stops, and I don't want to stop and change my battery. I'm gonna listen to a little bit of my audiobook before I go home and film some other videos. So if nobody else has told you this, today, I love you. I hope that you are having an amazing Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Put some love, compassion, kindness, tolerance, understanding, hope, faith, and courage, wonder, and awe out there into the world. Practice random, like I also always say, practice random acts of kindness, but don't tell anyone. And but also don't tell anyone. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!